Welcome to Rob on Holiday. Today we're in the historic city of York in the north of England. We're going to walk around the walls, see York Minster and the other historic places we can see in this great city. And we're starting by a walk on the wall. Let's go. We're walking around the southeastern section of the city walls at York. The walls themselves aren't complete. There are various places that you've got to get down to the street level and then get up again. This is a good example here. But what I would say is that the length of the wall is fantastic. I can't think of any other wall in Britain where you can walk for such a long section along, and you can walk past the York Minster on one side, it takes you down by the river on this side, and it's a really pleasant experience walking around all the sections of the wall. And there are lots of interesting towers as well where you can get down and back up again. So I've arrived in the castle section of York now. There's the Castle Museum, and you can see behind me there Clifford's Tower. Now, to get everything done, we're splitting into two teams today. One team's going in the Castle Museum, but I'm on Team Clifford's Tower, so I'm going up there. So we're just inside Clifford's Tower now, and it's worth noting that between March and April 2022, it opened with a newly refurbished walkway. As you can see the wooden beams here, and it's a very impressive entranceway. I'm looking forward to getting up. Apparently the views are spectacular. Look around, there's other exhibits, so I'm looking forward to this. If you get here early to Clifford's Tower, you've got the top pretty much to yourself. Like I said, there's a lot of seating areas in the wooden timber work they've done, and you can sit here on a pleasant day like this and get great views. You see the top of York Racecourse Grandstand in one direction, and York Minster in the other direction, behind the church towers there. And in fact, it's a pretty good view in every direction. Worth pointing out that we booked in advance online, and it was £10 each. So that was Clifford Tower in York. We spent about half an hour in there. £10 to get in. It's not bad value. To be fair, they have done a lot of renovation in there. I think it was £5 million worth of work. I think the woodwork in there looks really good. You walk up to the top and you get fantastic views over York, especially on a day like this. So yeah, worth a visit. And if you're a member of English Heritage, of course, this is one of the places that you get in free. So, as noted, I didn't go in the Castle Museum, but the Castle Museum team have reported back to me, and they've said the two most impressive things in there are, of course, the Victorian street recreation and also the jail section where the infamous highwayman Dick Turpin was once held. Now, entrance to the Castle Museum is £13 if you book it online, or £16 if you pay on the day. But the great thing about these tickets is they're valid for a whole year. So if you go in the Castle Museum and you don't see everything you want, you can come back another day and see it again. So I think that's good value. The Clifford's Tower tickets I was talking about, I've mentioned that the £10, they're not valid here, that's just a single entry. If you come out of Clifford's Tower and the Castle Museum, head across the bridge, across the river, and then you can pick up the city wall again here. Come off the city walls just inside of the Minster there at the Lendal Bridge. I'm going to take a little walk down the river. So we're going to walk down the left bank as we look at it. There's a bridge over there, walk across the bridge and then walk along the right bank. And we'll see what we can see on the way. mentioned on videos before that Yorkshire is full of ruined abbeys. Now, I've been to York many times over the years, but I've never actually seen this. This is in the Yorkshire Museum Gardens, just at the side of the River Ouse next to the Lendal Bridge. And it's quite an epic shot, that. We're still in the Yorkshire Museum Gardens, and it's worth pointing out we've not been in the museum, we've not paid anything. This is just the path we've walked up from the River Ouse, and we're on the way to the Minster. And it's a real hidden gem because it's so quiet. If you were to walk on the main streets outside there, it's quite busy now. You're squeezing past people to get through on the streets. Like I say, I can see the Minster from here. This is going to take us pretty close, and it's absolutely beautiful walking through the gardens, surrounded by the old stone ruins. It's really nice. This is the Shambles. There's a very famous place in York because it heads through the centre of the city, and as you walk down, the houses and shops are very close on either side. It gives you that really close feeling. And I think from a commercial point of view, loads of people have jumped on this. For example, there's a shop that must not be named that sells Harry Potter gear. Notice the shop on the other side, it's called the Alchemy Shop. It is very atmospheric, and if you come into York, it's one of the places you have to walk around, but in the middle of the day like we're here now, it's very packed, and we're probably glad to get out the other end. Things I love about the city walls of York, there are lots of great views of the Minster on the inside of the wall, and this is a really good spot. So about halfway, well, less than halfway between Monk's Bar and Bootham Bar. A really nice view. A quick tip if you like Cornish pasties. The last 3 times I've been to York, I've had my lunch from the Cornish bakery here. Absolutely superb pasties. One of the main attractions here in York is York Minster. It's one of the largest cathedrals of its kind in Northern Europe. When you stand outside, you can see why it's a beautiful facade. It was completed in the 15th century, but it's recently had a small addition to commemorate Queen Elizabeth II. If you just look up there, there's a new statue that was added in November 2022. If you walk around York Minster, there's a beautiful little garden here. I think it's called Treasurer's House, and it's free to enter. Just come and look at this. Minster. It's very impressive inside, lots of stained glass windows, there's a small crypt area, and all around there's exhibitions and plenty of information about the church itself and the restoration process that's going on. The basic ticket costs £16, which is good value considering all there is to see on the inside. If you pay £22, you can go up the tower as well. Now, the other thing that's worth saying about the ticket is, from your day of purchase, it's actually valid for 12 months. So if you're in the York area again, you can come back in absolutely free. If you come into York, I definitely recommend you do it. I've seen a lot of churches and cathedrals in Europe, and the inside of York Minster is up there with most of them.